lovely Josh Wood. Connecting. Here he is. Hello.
Hi, man.
Hello. How are you?
Good to see
Very
you.
good. Yeah, lovely to see you too. How are you? First of all, got to ask
Good.
that. You
Yeah,
good?
you know.
Keeping
Yeah,
well?
dealing with it, and I really support what you were saying, Stuart. Before, I'm really trying to find the way that my creativity around not only doing hair but business and looking after others and the industry as a whole can really try to be nurtured and grown at this stage.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think? What do you think the impact is going to have on the industry at the moment?
Well, I mean, the immediate impact, we're all living it, aren't we? You know, I can't colour. I've got a salon that's shuttered up. I've got nearly 70 amazing team and crew that are holed up at home. The long-term scenario, I really don't know. I think we're in uncharted territory. But I certainly know that I've got some ideas around how we can open up as a business when we do, and how I really think the industry as a whole, just as you say, take this as an opportunity to reassess and reevaluate. I've got some very clear ideas around my role within the British Beauty Council around support and really being there as a sounding board for our industry to be able to understand how they can recalibrate.
Yeah, it's I think it's a time full of fear, but this chat today is, firstly, I suppose, I know you very well. I know of your work. I know a lot about you, but for anyone who's happened to come onto this, can you just tell us, like, how you started out and into the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm from Yorkshire, from Barnsley. Very humble background. I actually fell into hairdressing. I was at college doing a foundation course. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Really messed around. Didn't get qualifications. So went to an art college, and then very quickly I got a job in a salon sweeping up on a Saturday. Wow. Actually, somebody that I was at college with had said, "Oh, it's brilliant. You get £7 or £10 for the day sweeping up on a Saturday. You should come down." So I went down, got the job, and very quickly they engaged me in what was then called a youth training scheme.
Oh yeah,
a YTS.
Yeah.
And I did that in Barnsley, in Yorkshire, for the year that the course lasted. And at the end of the year, the guy that was running the course and running the salon sat me down and said, we really don't think you've got the right temperament or skills, and we don't think hairdressing's for you.
Brilliant.
Yeah. With that nugget of career advice, Stuart, I took myself off to Vidal Sassoon.
Brilliant. You can't write it, can you?
No. And then I trained. I did 3 years training at Vidal Sassoon in Leeds, and then as soon as I was qualified, they asked me if I'd transfer to London, and that's I was in Sloane Street at Vidal Sassoon for several years.
Yeah, amazing. And so what's been your career highlight to date, would you say?
I mean, I could say the same question to you. I mean, how long have you got? We could be here until the end of the lockdown.
Yeah.
I think opening my first business and opening the subsequent business that I've got now in Holland Park, and certainly launching my own product range. I'm incredibly proud to be on the executive board of the British Beauty Council. I'm very grateful for that position. And, other fun things like while we've all got time on our hands, I was saying to somebody the other day, I've never had longer than 3 weeks off work since I was 17 years old. So this is new territory for me.
Yeah.
So I'm getting, but like reminiscing, doing David Bowie's hair, or the first Vogue cover that I coloured, or
you've done Bowie's hair.
Yeah.
I don't like to interrupt, but you just said to me you did David Bowie's hair.
Yeah. I knew him very well, and we were very good friends. And
Oh,
he partnered with me on a couple of, or I partnered with him on a couple of album covers, and
oh
yeah, that
man.
was really, really amazing. And you know, there's a long list of creative milestones that
Yeah,
I've had, but you know, really, I'm very proud that you know, in London, in central London, you know, coming from a council flat in Barnsley,
yeah,
the industry's been very, very. I've worked very hard, but the industry's been very good to me.
yeah. Oh, it's amazing. You got me with Bowie. You know, like I know you've had many accomplishments, but I'm a fan now with Bowie. That took my breath away. Also, like the highs. So, what's the biggest challenges you faced in your career? Do you think?
Um, I mean, this is pretty. This is a pretty big one, if you don't mind. Don't mind me saying.
No.
Um, you know, I think actually what I've realised is not having a formal education. You know, I've got a very short attention span. I'm very emotionally driven. I've really, you
Right.
know, I've had a business for just over 20 years in central London.
Yeah.
I had to learn to read management accounts. The business side of my business has been the thing that has it's not been a challenge, but I guess where I am now is I actually really enjoy those challenges. I enjoy learning the parts that I don't really understand very well.
Yeah.
And also as well, you know, I've got an incredible. I learned very early on to build a team around me of the skill set I don't have. I'm
Yeah.
very grateful to kind of hire people that can help me on that road. Um, and you know, the challenges really are today for me that I really believe as an industry we need to be respected as an industry.
Of course.
And I think some of the reason that, you know, I feel very passionate about, you know, the fact that maybe smaller salons or more regional salons or self-employed people or freelance hairdressers, they don't feel there's a governing body or a body of people that are there that can support and help them. And I guess with the other members of the British Beauty Council, you know, led by the incredible stewardmanship of Millie Kendall, I feel that I'll be able to have a voice to, you know, really be able to help our industry be recognised for the incredible contribution it makes, both financially and from a creative perspective, and also welcoming people into the industry. You know, that for me feels the next mountain I'm going to try to climb.
Yeah. I mean, I think I 100% echo your thoughts on the Beauty Council. I think that I think the biggest thing of all is bringing the whole beauty industry together. You know, power in numbers. You know that.
Absolutely.
You know, it's amazing what they've done. And you highlighted Millie Kendall. What a force of nature she is.
Incredible.
We all love her. You know, and I never have a phone call with her about getting homework at the end of it. You know, like there's always, and I go away thinking, oh no, I've got to do this now. This, but she's got that. We love a doer. You know,
Yeah,
life
absolutely.
doers getting
Yeah.
stuff done is amazing. Tell me more about Josh Wood Colour.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting moment for us because, you know, I launched a range of products about 18 months ago that are
Yeah.
really solutions for people that are either colouring their hair at home
Mm.
or in the current climate can't go to salon.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a range of temporary products. There are some permanent solutions as well. And that's been a really interesting moment for me because, you know, there's been, as you said, there's been a lot of fear within the industry.
Yeah.
And I've chosen to take the path of, I mean, I've formulated a really brilliant permanent hair color. I mean, over my career working with some of the biggest manufacturers in the world, I've
Yeah.
created incredible colors with them and for them. And I reached a point where I thought it's time for me to do that for myself.
Yeah.
And there's been some negativity, I have to be honest, around. I never condone telling a salon client to colour her hair at home.
No.
There's so many people out there that are colouring their hair at home and don't use
Yeah.
salons.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful that I have got I'm now having a direct communication with people that I never talked to before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I worked very hard on the formulations. It's out there. It's obviously been in the last about 8 weeks. We've seen incredible reach out from people that don't want to be grey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've got some solutions for them, not all of them. I'm still a great advocate that I think if you're bleaching your hair, you're going lighter, you want highlights, you want balayage. These are all things that need to be done by professionals.
Of course. Of
but
course.
blending in a bit of grey hair, of grey hair, I think we've got that covered. Yeah, and the team's grown, Stuart. I mean, we've you know, we started off like just with about 3 or 4 of us, and we're now probably up to about 20.
Yeah.
And for the first time ever in my whole 20-year career of having my own business, we got some financial support. We had investors, and we closed on that round of investment last year, and that was a real that was a moment. You know, my partner Jonathan, he's in the business with me, and he was incredibly supportive of that. But we partnered with a massive digital investor. They've invested in Deliveroo and Sonos and Skype.
Right.
And again, you know, there was that pinch factor moment of how the hell did I manage to pull that off with no O levels coming from a council flat in Barnsley? But I did it.
You did it. You did it. You're a doer, and we love a doer.
Exactly.
I mean, I think I got a comment on the fact that because there is so much hostility towards home colour as a hairdresser, and over the years, I remember I went to it was a motivational event of a colour brand, and they got this poor guy over from Norway or somewhere, and you know, when someone doesn't reach the audience, you know, and I got what he was saying. What he was saying was, he was saying that if you do a brand colour, anyone can do that. You can do that yourself. You know, what he was trying to say was that, but it really fell flat on the audience at that time, you know, because it was like, homemade. But the great thing is that the way I see it is that we can all buy a fillet steak, and I can do a pretty good job of cooking a fillet steak. But if I really want to be treated, I want to go to the ambience of the restaurant. I want a chef who's really knowledgeable about how to cook that steak. Sorry, veggies, apologies there, but that's my analogy of it. You know, like you know, it's not that you can't do that, but there's room for both. And as you say, and if someone's going to use something, make sure they use something decent.
Yeah, and skin test, and
of course,
you know, we've launched a one-on-one. We've launched a one-on-one consultation service. It's like a Zoom, although the medium isn't Zoom. But you know, that's allowed me to repurpose all of my colorists that were in the salon. They're now talking to people that are struggling to colour hair at home. And I've decided that what we have to be is empowering and supportive and finding solutions for people, not telling people that they can't or shouldn't do those things.
No, sorry.
And you know, Stuart, I mean, let's be really frank. You know, because you know, I've had a couple of conversations with some people that I've worked with in the past that have actually been pretty much kind of taken down on social media for having a strong opinion about this. But just so that we're clear, every manufacturer that I've ever worked with make both professional colour and home hair colour.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying they're the same product, because quite often they're not the same product. No. But if it's okay for manufacturers to be able to serve 2 parts of the community of people that want to colour their hair, why can't I do it as the expert? Because I've got 30 years worth of knowledge that I can share with whoever wants to colour their hair. And also as well, not to bang on about this, but you've got me on a subject.
No, go on.
You know, I think I've learned more in the last 18 months about hair colour than I have in the previous 28, 29 years. Because I'm talking to people that have never had expert help.
Right.
And actually, dare I say it, 9 times out of 10, they're okay colouring their roots, but what they're really looking for is is a brown tint with a bit of highlight or balayage or a bit of fit. So actually, the kind of conversations I'm having is I'm bringing people into the expert world rather than turning people away from the expert world. And, you know, in this lockdown, I've had really, you know, I've had some really kind of, as I've been thinking how we can transform. You know, I've got a mate that I started hairdressing with. He actually lives near Wakefield. Now, I talk to him most weeks. We were on the same YTS scheme together. We're the same age. You know, and he's crippled with arthritis. And he can't hairdress anymore. It's, you know, but, you know, I thought he's still got all that knowledge. He's got the passion. He's definitely got the gift of the gab.
Yeah.
You know, if I in this world could find a way to tap into people that have maybe moved away from the industry for whatever reason, but find a way of harnessing that knowledge and that passion, that we can really spread our expertise way beyond being able to do a set of highlights. You know, that's what's got me thinking. Yeah.
So there's both ages. We can inspire the young people coming into the industry, but we can also acknowledge the wealth of knowledge that people at the end of the industry, at the end of their career, that maybe can't physically do the work, but they've got. And I think I think it's a real untapped idea for many industries. Is that it's almost like, you know, I haven't got the hands anymore, but I've got the mind.
Yeah.
And it's the most valuable thing.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, in the incredible work that you do, you know, offering somebody a bit of grooming or, you know, to take a little pride in the way that they look. It's so fundamental to somebody's well-being. Yeah. You know, and you know, right now, a lot of if I get on a one-on-one, or certainly my team, I met with them remotely yesterday, and we were you know, they're blown away by the simplest piece of advice. You know, somebody that's their hairline keeps going black. You know, for us, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, yeah.
Passing that information on to somebody so that, you know, they can put their hair in a ponytail beyond week 2 or 3 of doing their hair color. It's transformative for some people. The power of hair is, it amazes me and surprises me more and more as I get, you know, older and further into the industry.
Yeah. It's like, it never, ever surprises me. And it's the beauty industry as a whole. I mean, to do someone's nails, to do someone's eyebrows, to do a massage, to do a facial, to cut hair, to colour hair, all of those things that we are blessed to do something that we literally lay hands on people. Yeah. And that is the key. I've just made my own neck hairs rise just by touching myself. We won't go, it's not that type of podcast, but like, you know, like literally the power of touch is amazing.
Incredible.
And some people, we've got that in our daily work routine, which is invaluable, you know, like to be at you know, people have to do it. There's a bit of computer all day or something like that. They haven't got what we've got with that human connection that we do.
Totally. I mean, so, you know, it's interesting. So we're talking about hair because we're hairdressers, but you know, you know, it's like you said, the industry as a whole, makeup, putting a couple of false eyelashes on, you know, all exercise, all of those elements that so feed into somebody feeling, you know, the best version of themselves is. I mean, it's so funny because one of the comments, I'm sorry, I can't say the person's name, so it's just flipped up too quickly. But somebody was like, hair should be on bloody prescription.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And it's no, a few years ago, the medical profession were recruiting people for counselling and stuff. And they was targeting our industry because we're great communicators and listeners, you know, which is part of as well why our projects work so well.
No, I agree.
We really connect with people.
Yeah,
you know.
Totally.
Yeah. So I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
What are your top 5 go-to? Sound like DJ. What are your top 5 go-to beauty products in isolation?
I mean, I'm not I'm not really a great kind of. I stick to what I like. I mean, I've got to be honest. I've been using Aromatherapy Associates bath oils a lot. I'm not necessarily, you know, I've not bought into aromatherapy. It's not something I've ever done, but I don't know. There is something a bit mood shifting for me. Fragrance and the way it makes me feel. I've got a lot of products from my great friend Sarah Chapman, Skin Assist. So I've been slapping that on. Bloody good. I've had to find a really good SPF because the weather's been so good. I've been working outside. The old forehead got a roast.
Yeah, look at my nose. I look a Rudolph.
I've also, because of all the hand washing, I've been using This Works hand cream. And really, that's about it. But yeah, I mean, I could list Sarah's products from here to eternity. There's quite a lot of them. But I'm really looking on the edges of like my regime, bringing it a bit more, I guess, into making me feel better rather than desperately trying to make myself look better.
Yeah, and I think that's a crucial thing, isn't it? You know, my kids, it was my youngest daughter, their idea, Saturday, get dressed, do your hair, and we all get dressed for Saturday night.
Nice, yeah.
And I think that's coming from a, you know, great idea from a young mind there, you know, and it makes everyone feel better.
Yeah. Well, I think I've got a drink with the whole team tomorrow night, and we normally, where we are in Holland Park, there's a pub just around the corner. Right. And you know how it is, we kind of scamper down there a couple of times a week and have a drink. So I'm really looking forward to being able to connect with them. But I mean, it's so funny. Somebody was saying to me the other day, you know, oh, you know, what are you doing? What's this? Should I use this? Should I use this on my hair? And I mean, to be honest with you, I think what I'm learning is people are so confused with all the products that are out there. I think, you know, one thing for sure is for those hairdressers that are, you know, on this live with us, giving really great tailored advice is a lot of the times what people need.
Yeah. I didn't see the name. A lady just put on there that she's dressing for dinner and she's a stay-at-home mum with a toddler. You know, like, and it is these things.
Good honour.
Crucial. Yeah, big thumbs up and a big love, because that, do you know, like, it's all about keeping this right in these times, you know, and being positive with yourself and making positive choices. Yeah, because it's all, life's a choice, isn't it, Josh?
Absolutely.
You know, like,
and also as well, I think it's fair to say, Stuart, I mean, my mind isn't in that, you know, in that lane all the time. It's very easy to kind of go into it's all gone wrong. What am I going to do? What's happening at work? You know, I try to bring myself back into feeling more positive. And actually, I access that via creativity, thinking of the new techniques that I'm going to develop and think on when we do open up, and you know, drive people to want new things for the hair. Not so worried about the old things that we're trying to, you know, we're trying to deal with. It's more like, you know, like, what's the next balayage, for instance?
Yeah, what's the next thing? And I think we've, believe it or not, it's been half an hour. So
don't be silly. Is that
I know. But I have been sort of, you know, I've been asked to say, you know, what advice have you got for the industry now?
Well, I think you've captured some of it. Stay positive. Think about creativity. Reach out. If you're struggling and you're in trouble, we're all in it together. We'll get through it together. I'd really like to see all the major manufacturers of professional products come together, not work within their own streams of, you know, L'Oreal developing a program, Weller developing a program. I'd like a body of people across those manufacturers. I think it's a time to come together, and they need to come together to support the professional industry in the UK. But yeah, you know, stay connected, stay creative, and somehow we'll find a way to make sure that we are we're thriving after this, not withering.
No. Oh, what a great way to finish it on. Thank you, my friend. I can't wait to see you.
Pleasure. Yeah,
Give
me
you a
too,
big
man.
hug.
Lots
I'm
of
going to
love.
give you a big hug when I see you. Thank you.
Take
Goodbye,
care.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.